Okay, that should be good. Hello everyone, today we are, doing a few things actually. We're gonna be talking about, this little thing called Rizin, the reverse engineering framework that I'm sure all of you have heard about at some point. The Unix-like gigantic set of, tools that lets you mess with binaries and do all sorts of crazy stuff. I have it open here. I have a little tiny configuration file for it. Specifically for the program that I'm working on. I use Rizin to debug things sometimes when I don't feel like opening WinDbg like the GUI. It's very nice. Now, I don't really know too much about Rizin. I know how to use it for my purposes, so I know ultra basic usage, like just 2 days ago, or not even a full 2 days ago, in the middle of, I want to say, like, a 7 hour just session working on this program, I wrote macros for the first time for Rizin, just to help debug some stuff a little quicker. Because for some reason, I don't know why this is, yeah, let me make sure. I actually don't know how. Hold on. You can. How do you view registers, actually? I've completely forgotten how to do this, like, already. I usually don't use Rizin to view the registers. There's a reason for that I've forgotten this, but I'm sure I'll remember it as I go through these various commands. Let me just scroll through this real quick. You can use. I say I don't use Rizin for searching, or sorry, viewing the registers, because you can use different backends for Rizin. So, like, even though you're interfacing, how do I say this? I'm doing too many things at once here. Define, delete, show register references. I'll continue what I was saying in a minute. List all register types, roles, calling contents, dr. No, I think it's just dr, isn't it? No, yeah, because I remember DRT is the types. Dr shows you the values of the registers themselves. That's cool. So command and then a question mark after the command shows you the help for the command. Show the registers with their values or assign the value. That's cool. How do you show the vector registers? Like, yeah, these. I swear this isn't working. I'm not. Yeah, nothing. Okay, so I'm not crazy. Yeah, this is why I don't use Rizin to do it. It shows the regular registers, but not the vector ones. Well, let me try all. That's so strange. I don't know. Maybe that's just a me issue. Regardless, I'm running Rizin in debug mode, and I'm using the Windows Debugger as a backend because Rizin allows you to do that. It's very cool. It's not, well, I mean, there's an example of how to do it on their website thing, the Rizin book, their documentation. That's the word. You send commands to it, capital R, exclamation point, space, and then you type in whatever command. Sometimes you need to enclose them in single quotes or double quotes, because Rizin will sometimes try to interpret the command meant for the backend, like in this case WinDbg, as a command for itself, and it'll break everything. So sometimes I like to enclose things in commands, but regardless, how do you view registers with the WinDbg? I'm forgetting like every single command as I'm talking. Like, talking during stuff like this, like, destroys my mind. Like, I actually don't know. I lose access to like half of my knowledge when I start speaking. I kid you not. Okay, it is just R. What about? Nah, because there's more to it. Wait a minute. Let me just. I was experimenting earlier with extensions. Because my extensions for WinDbg were just not working. I was getting this weird secure, error whenever I tried to load the extension DLLs. That was going on about you're not allowed to. What was it? Generic read not allowed. something like that. And what fixed it is I just had to update my debugging tools for Windows installation because it's like 2 years out of date, I think. It's weird because like the WinDbg, like the actual new version auto updates, the one that I have, but like the tools for the debugging tools for Windows that come with the extension DLLs that this uses don't update automatically. Like it's like a classic installer and everything. I'm not even sure if this I think this doesn't even interact with the new stuff. I could be wrong about that. I could be very wrong about that, but I don't think it does. Yeah, this is just me trying to... I was just going through command history, which you can do with up and down arrows. What was I looking for? I was looking for something here. Let me look at my little macro. I have a little macro file in here somewhere that I wrote. Not macro file, but it's just some commands that I like to set up Rizin with, and then the macros. This just sort of shows the 128-bit vector registers. Not even all of them, just half of them. This just sort of prints them out. I'll show you. That's not the right button. First of all, let me just get it to a point where... Where am I? Where's the program right now? Hold on a second. I'm just going to set a breakpoint or something. We're just going to... What is that? DBS? Yeah, the breakpoint. You see a B like right there. I can't highlight it, but it's definitely there. Hope my cursor's showing up. Then back out. Continue. Then it'll come back round. What is the command for? Is it that? Yeah, here we go. This is the macro from the file. This just shows the next 10 instructions. This is this just steps through to the next instruction. So if I hit enter here, it shows the registers at the top, and then it prints out the next 10 instructions. What's great about this, and I didn't expect this at all, is that like it actually keeps track of where the instruction pointer is relative to where you started printing the 10 instructions, which is very cool. I did not expect that at all. And as you can see, sort of up here, the register values are changing. If I keep going, it loads values, does a little stuff. This is computing the distance between 2 points. This value is correct. I didn't check this one. I'm going to assume it's correct. Did not check it at all. Well, no, you wouldn't have 2 results. So this value is just nonsense. Like this one here doesn't really matter. Yeah, you wouldn't have 2 results. So this is like the actual value that I needed. I ran into 1,000,000,001 issues trying to like make that work like the other night. I was up till like 3 a.m. of working on this for a variety of reasons. I mean, just like every issue imaginable. Like so many problems. I'm not used to using vector instructions, so I had to like constantly like keep going back to the manuals. Let me show you what this looks like. I'm gonna take this opportunity to just ramble on about like anything. This is very much an ad hoc, just sort of going with the flow video. I don't even know if I'm using ad hoc correctly there, but it's fine. I'm not gonna think too hard about it. Now, I just gotta rant about this really quickly, or rather inform the general public, because I'm not crazy. I'm not losing my mind. I just gotta... What instruction is this? This is the square root for single precision. For packed single precision. That's like the AVX version of it. Okay. So, where is that? Is it down here somewhere? No, these are the ones with only AVX2 versions, I think. Or yeah, because AMD, and this is an old version of AMD's manual, and I don't even know if the new AMD manuals have AVX 512 instructions actually up, like, inside of them. Despite Zen 4 having AVX 512 support, or at least 512F support. I'm pretty sure that is Zen 4 I'm thinking of. Here it is. No, this one, right? Okay. Square root packed single precision floating point. Okay. Yada yada yada. We all know what a square root is. That's fine. That's cool, right? That's whatever. We need to talk about this. Oh, actually, we don't need to talk about this. This isn't one of the 3 operand instructions that screwed me over. No, we need to go to the one above it. This horizontal add packed single precision values here. That is one of them. It's these 3 and 4 operand instructions that, like, threw me for a loop, and I started losing my mind because you wouldn't even think that this would happen, right? Outside of maybe like ultra specific things, like ultra low level, maybe system level things, you wouldn't think this would happen with just a general instruction that like any program could use. I gotta find this real quick. What is it called? I'm looking for. Why don't I just type it in? Yeah, horizontal add. So it takes values, adds adjacent pairs of single precision floating point values and 2 source operands and writes the sums to a destination. We are using this version with the XMM encoding. Okay. Basically, this first line saying it adds the first 2 of the first source XMM register and writes the sum to the low D word of the destination register. And then adds the single precision values in the high D words of the first. Oh my god, what? This notation for specifying like bit location, I guess, for lack of a better phrase, like always throws me off because it's like backwards. Basically, the upper 2 D words, the upper 8 bytes are taken up. Oh my god, I can't even like think about this. It's the same thing as like the first one, the first source one, or oh my god, I can't even explain this. I'm losing it. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant because that's not why I'm talking about this. The actual operation itself doesn't matter. Where's the destination? Which one? Okay. Does it even specify? Oh my god, where does it say it? XMM1, XMM2, XMM3, or a memory location. Now, obviously, you can't use this instruction with a memory location. Like, you can't add horizontal. Like, that's just not going to happen. Like, it has to be inside of a register for this to work. So the third location has to be where you're storing the result of the operation, which is a departure from x86 gibberish that's usually kind of backwards, where you list the source first. I didn't really think about it too hard because I was like, this is like 3 operand stuff. We usually don't have 3 operand operations. So like it didn't confuse me too hard or too much. But alas, it did not work. It did not work at all. And then I got fed up after like an hour plus of just dealing with this specific issue. It was like a bunch of different issues, and then it was this. I realized it was this issue as well. This was like one of the 2 paramount ones. I got to open up the Intel manual for this because this is insane. Where are we at? I'm just gonna, what is it? Horizontal add. Sorry, got a little distracted there. Let's see. Oh my god, the chart. Let me stop scrolling around. Okay, you see this? Even though this is like adding word values instead of like, oh my god, is this for? This is just for integers. This isn't for floating point. It's fine. It's the same idea. The destination is the first operand, and it's not the third, right? From the source and destination impacts the 16-bit signed results to the destination operand, the first. Okay, this one adds two adjacent 32-bit signed integers horizontally from the first and the destination, impacts the 32-bit to the destination operand, the first one. Is this just talking about... This is insane. It's like reversed. Having to go through these actually drives me insane. Because, like, I don't know, some of these instructions juggle things around a lot. I feel like I need a spreadsheet and a chart to figure this stuff out. I was having a lot of fun the other night. I was just in a call with a buddy, and they were like playing Breath of the Wild while listening to me lose my mind. And plus, I made like a stupid mistake when it came to just local variables in stack ordering that I didn't catch until way too late. That was incredible. But yeah, that was all ridiculous. So now that tangent's over, right? I think I was going on about Rizin at some point, and like how it is pretty cool and interesting. And writing a macro for it helped me figure out this nonsense, honestly. It's nice not having to switch back and forth between just actual windows with a mouse. Even though I still use the mouse anyways. It's cool. It's cool. Once you get over its sort of difficulty curve, I suppose. Especially if you're not used to command line stuff in general. This thing's pretty crazy. You can do so many things with it. What instructions were I actually, not instructions, but commands were I actually looking at here? I think I was just rambling on. I haven't actually shown what this program does. Screw it. I'm just sort of chilling. This isn't too focused. I hope that this folder's already open. This is a... Oh, wait, it crashed. Hold on, wait a minute. There's a... Wait a minute. Hold on. You didn't see that. Is it gonna close? Oh, right. It's still open in here. Wait a minute. No, don't download. Okay, that's fine. There we go, yeah. Ignore this line. This line was just like a test thing I was doing. Yeah, this is stuff I've been messing with. I've been messing with DirectX for a good while. Like the last video I think I did, I was working on defining interfaces for DXGI, if I remember correctly. I don't know what files I had open. It's probably going to look a good deal different now, seeing as I've had to update a lot of stuff. The macros I actually use macros to define interfaces now. I don't think I did at the time. I don't remember. It's been a while, but I've made some new ones. Some to define interfaces. No, they're all used to define interfaces, actually. And there's one macro to call a method inside of an interface instead of like doing the thing I was doing before. An example of it is up here somewhere. Yeah, the sort of manual fast call stuff that you have to do. Except with the for those of you who don't know, COM methods all have this invisible first argument that is a pointer to the V table, if I'm not mistaken, that the methods are contained within for that interface. No, it's not. It's just the no, yeah, it's just the interface. What am I talking about? I was looking at this. I was like, what the heck is that? No, my bad. The ignore that last part. The first invisible, it's invisible. I call it invisible because when you're usually doing comm stuff, or when most people do comm things, and I've gathered this from just looking at like a bunch of examples. There's not a lot of examples of comm stuff in things like C, or things outside of C++. In C++, or specifically like MSVC, it handles comm. It handles some things about comm for you, like this invisible first argument that you always have to pass, which is just the interface itself. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I'm not gonna mention things I don't really understand. But yeah, that's how this usually works. There is a macro I've been working on. I've called, well, okay. This is just a blatant copy of like stuff I've seen in other places where people have done comm things in ASM. Shocker, it's not that many people who've done this, or at least relative to doing other things, right? Not that I've been able to see. Where you type the name of the interface, and then the name of the method, and then you provide the arguments or parameters, and then it should work. The issue is that it's currently broken, so I'm stuck with the manual calling of stuff for now. It's fine. I'm used to it. What else? Honestly, I'm not even gonna like stress about this and make it like. I said I wasn't gonna make it too long. I just looked at it. It's like it's somehow already been 23 minutes. Nah, I'm just sort of. I wanted to upload something just because. Why not, right? Right before I have to go back to doing classwork and having that fill up all of my time, or really just take up the energy I would otherwise have to work on things like this or record. So, you know, I'll keep it short. Yeah, there's a little update of what I've been doing. If I knew more about Rizin, I would totally, well, actually, Control C. I'm thinking about whether I should go into the weirdness of setting up. Screw it. Nah, I take back the beginning of me saying goodbye, because I actually want to talk about Rizin on Windows a little bit. You don't really see too many things about Rizin on Windows. I had issue doing that, at least on YouTube in like a video format. So I guess this is a nice little thing, just showing you that, I mean, it's pretty obvious that you can do it, but it's nice to see that you can do it. Specifically with the Windows Debugger and just seeing weird little quirks with it. For instance, right, like, where am I? I'm just gonna go to a random point. I forgot to actually, I don't know where I am in the program. I'm gonna reassemble this real quick. I want to show just sort of weirdness real quick. I forgot that I took out the little software halt. let's do this again. Then load my macros, and then DC. So I want to show this off. Notice how there's just nothing's labeled. Comments are really raw. There's no symbol data. Like, it doesn't know anything about the function. I mean, I can analyze it, sure, even with experimental analysis, but like, it's not gonna get anything too crazy. It's as if it just doesn't have any data for it. But if you were to ask WinDbg for the symbol data, which you can do this with, I think is it upper or lowercase x? I think it's lowercase x. You type lowercase x and then the name of the module, which here it's data viewer and then exclamation point, and then it'll list. It should list pretty much everything. That looks weird. Why does that? It's probably because it's like wrapping around. I was about to say it looks a little strange. Yeah, it just shows all the symbols that it has. It's cool. It's cool. This is just a strange little quirk that I'm sure is explainable by someone who's not me. Every time, also whenever I make a PDB file using MSLink or Uasm or whatever, I'm actually not sure whether it's appropriate to call the file from Uasm a PDB file. But Rizin crashes whenever I try to use those, and I don't. Maybe I'm just it's very possible I'm just misunderstanding what kind of file it needs. I'm not really sure. I've had this issue for ages. I've gotten around it by using back-end information, or the information from WinDbg, because of course it can see all this stuff, but oh, that could 100% be an issue with me. If you like, I'll show this off like right now. Hold on. What's the command for it? It's idp, yeah, and then data view db. This will crash. Let me show you where that actually came from. I can't remember. I think that came from MSLink, didn't it? The answer is yeah, it did. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding something. I need to test that with something more conventional. I might like whip up a tiny little thing with Visual Studio and in C or something, just to see what happens. But weird little quirks like that. Oh, forgot it's not open. I wish I had the commands for this. You can connect multiple instances of Rizin, I'm pretty sure. I think you can still do this. I'll just... What the heck? What did I just press? Check your IO. Reverse search. Okay, I don't know what that was. I don't know what I actually don't know what happened there. Okay. That completely like threw me off. I've never seen that before. I'm trying to remember if the networking thing I was messing with, like, how do I do that? Oh, wait, that's the help for WinDbg. Wait a minute. Remote command mode. Connect to remote host. Start the HTTP web server. Start the TCP server. There's all sorts of cool stuff you can do if you know how to do that kind of stuff. I think I messed with multiple instances of this one singular time. A few times successfully, but I've completely forgotten how to do that because I think that was like a few years ago now. But you know, I'll leave it off there. Yeah, this is what I've been working on. It's cool. It's fun. Rizin's really cool. I've been having a blast getting back into it and learning stuff about it and expanding my very small understanding of the gigantic framework. But thanks for watching. If you feel like it, tell me about any extra knowledge you might have about any of this stuff, actually, because I am not by any means some expert, especially when it comes to Rizin or debugging or reverse engineering or any of that stuff. So feel free to share your expertise and knowledge. I swear I can speak. But that'll be it. Have a nice day.